I just want to, because you said that older men want to be with younger women because they're easier to manipulate.
Sometimes,
I object to that because I feel like a lot of people always want to pathologize men's preferences, standards, and boundaries. If a man has a preference, standard, or boundary, it's either criminal, it's controlling, it's insecure, it's some sort of negative thing. Nobody bats an eye for when a woman articulates her preferences, standards, and boundaries, but when a man does, it's almost always like, again, it's going to be pathologized to the point of criminality, like, you must be, if you're a 24-year-old guy and you date a 19-year-old, you're basically a P word. Like, come on, that's ridiculous.
No. But it's also just like, it's just...
But I can give you, I'm going to give you, I have a list here. I'll give you some reasons why perhaps an older man might want to date a younger woman. And keep in mind, we're talking about adult women here.
Okay.
More physically attractive, more emotionally available, more romantic, more energy and optimistic about the future, more time to live life, travel the world before starting a family, more fertile, less baggage and trauma from past relationships, more open to new ideas, less stuck in their ways, stuck in a job city, more agreeable, easier to build a life with, more grateful and easily satisfied, less likelihood of having children or a psycho ex, younger parents who could be involved more in raising the children, and then, that's pretty much it. There's perhaps some more, but...
Oh, and no kids?
No kids.
Usually, if they're younger?
Yeah, typically no kids, so... And that's a preference I think both men and women, like, if you're a girl, you don't want to date a guy who's got kids, that's totally valid. The reverse is also valid too.
Okay.
So,
Well,
so I think just going back to you, how is it, I'm trying to remember the exact thread, how is it,
Stochastic Decay donated $99.
I was going to say this, dude. Yes.
Makeup.
Yes.
Lip filler. Cosmetic surgery. Push-up bras. Shaping attire. Selling. A dream.
Yes! 100%. Like, you say that these men sell a dream, but you guys sell a dream with your beauty. You guys use, like he said, makeup, filters. You'll do all kind of cosmetic surgeries. You are, if we can agree that men's primary attraction trigger is your physical beauty, then if you're wearing makeup and doing all those things that he listed, you are basically selling a dream. Have you had any cosmetic surgery?
Yeah. That's a yes.
What? Lip filler? You've had the titties done?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that selling the dream? You don't actually...
I just feel confident. Like, I'm picky. Like, I don't care. Like, that's just a personal preference.
What's a personal preference?
For myself.
To have fake titties?
I think I look good. Like, it's fine.
You don't want to hear my take on plastic surgery, but...
Anyways.
But okay.
Selling a dream.
You're talking about men sell the dream, but women...
I see how
you guys lie about your beauty.
Well, I'm not. Like, that's the thing.
Of course
it's
you
like
are.
It comes with the
You wear makeup. Maybe you use filters. Maybe you've had other cosmetic procedures.
No.
Lip filler?
No.
No lip filler?
In the past, I've tried it once, but no, that goes away.
I thought it lingers for a little bit. Even I don't know. Whatever. Lip filler, makeup, filters, Photoshop, all these things. Good light. Well, good lighting is kind of valid. Whatever, but. Posing, specific poses. Couldn't you argue that this is selling men the dream?
Yeah, you can argue that. That's fine.
Oh, okay. You know what? We should ban makeup.
That's fine. I like myself natural too.
Okay, based.
That's fine.
Okay. So, here. You also said the whole sugar daddy thing often leaves a lot of women traumatized. Is that kind of what you were getting into?
Yeah,
hold on.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $100.
Oh.
The copium is strong. Ignore the fact that women lie makeup/surgery/ etc. and intentionally promise sex and love to sell men a dream they know they will never deliver. Stop lying to yourself.
That's facts. It's facts, Grid 1 Motorsports. Raceway.
So then I think I have a question about like kind of this topic, because I feel, you know, I have the bikini picture with my boyfriend on my Instagram. I have the picture that my boyfriend took of me and wanted me to show off, you know. But how would I put this? Because I met my boyfriend wearing what I'm wearing now, and I would not consider what I'm wearing now like very provocative. You know, the only thing I've got on my face is mascara, and it's from yesterday. Just like things like that.
Yeah.
What, I guess my question is, what do men find attractive about that? Because say like my boyfriend, it's not oh, I don't want you to wear that because, you know, you're showing off your body. It's always like you can wear that because I can fight, you know, type mentality. But for me, this is what I'm comfortable in, and he's okay with it. But I still get that, you know, those people that will look, or those people that will make comments, and then it's, you know, then people will make the joke, oh, are you into boys because, you know, you're looking at her and she's fully clothed. But then it goes back to are men more attracted to traditional women? Because I'm not saying that I'm necessarily traditional. You know, I've got tattoos all over my body. It's very, you know, they're out there. People can see them. But I do cover myself up. I wear long sleeves most of the time. I'm very fond of pearl snaps, cowboy hats, wearing hats. So then what would make that more desirable for a man based on, like, say your bikini picture? You know what I mean? Like, it's a very...
So what is the question exactly? Like,
what would make that more desirable and get better attention?
Better attention? What do you mean?
Yes. So say on her photo,
Yeah.
maybe someone like posted, was like, damn, you're so fucking hot. I'll wear this and I'll have people tell me I'm fucking hot. Is that just a different... I don't know. I just, that part of it, that aspect, I don't understand. How can we both get that same attention, potentially even from the same type of men or the same men? But then, like, I'm also, you know, but then I'm told that I look like a boy, and then she's told that she, you know what I mean, is too provocative.
I feel like that goes into preference again, you know? Like, it's just a personal preference.
Is this a statement or a question?
No, that was a question. What's the difference between us? What would make, you know, like she said, you probably are right. It probably is preference. What would make me more desirable over her? What would make her more desirable over me?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say, but I would... Some men are totally fine with their girl having provocative or super revealing photos on Instagram. There's a lot of simps out there that I think also a lot of men don't realize that they're allowed to have preferences, standards, and boundaries. Like, I remember, at least for me, when I was younger, it never occurred to me, because I feel like, and I got over this fairly quickly, but to some degree when I was younger, you know, I think a lot of men have this temptation to want to pedestalize women, and because dating tends to be harder for men, because it's hard, because we don't get, generally speaking, most women don't initiate on men. Men have to have the burden of initiation. We don't get that sort of attention from women. So, you know, if you don't have, at least when you're young, like a lot of options, you're not in a very strong negotiating position to be like, I don't want my girl to be, you know, if you don't have optionality as a guy, it's going to be very hard. Well, not necessarily, but it's going to be harder for you to be able to dictate certain terms in the relationship and to be able to really reinforce standards, preferences, and boundaries. Now, of course, there are men who are like very laser focused on precisely what they want, and they're not gonna like play around with other chicks, and they're just like, okay, I know exactly what I want. But I do think a lot of men feel like out of necessity they have to accept certain behavior that they otherwise wouldn't, because to some degree beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
But look, but I do think, and men have been suppressed because of feminism to kind of do away with demanding modesty from women, because if we do, most men cannot be open and honest with the current social climate, because if we do, we're going to be met with, you're a misogynist, you're controlling, you're insecure, blah, 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 you're sexist, whatever it's going to be. In the current social climate, if we do articulate, I'd prefer my girl to not be posting revealing photos on Instagram. Oh, well, you're just insecure. You're controlling. You don't get to say what I get to wear, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be, so a lot of men aren't going to be open and honest about these preferences. So, yeah.